Okay, folks, we're going to continue solving systems of equations. We've learned the substitution method, and we've worked on that the last couple of days. Today I'm going to show you how to solve a system of equations by graphing. Now, if you do these questions using the substitution method, you would get the same answer. Okay, it's just a different way of getting a solution. So once again, we're going to solve a 2x2 system of equations. There's two equations with two unknowns, but today we're going to solve it by graphing. And these are the steps. So step one, we're going to rearrange each equation into the slope-intercept form, or y equals mx plus b. M is the slope, and b is the y-intercept. We're going to use the slope and the y-intercept from step one, and we're going to draw the graph of each line. Okay, so we're going to start by putting our y-intercept on. We'll do this first, and then we'll do this second. We're going to use our rise over run. Okay, so think rise and run. And then once we have both of our lines drawn, wherever they intersect, okay, that is going to be the solution. And we'll write down the coordinate x comma y, the ordered pair, x first, y second, where the two lines intersect or where they meet. So here's an example. All right, and you all should have this example in your notes. You don't need to copy anything down, just follow along. I'll explain how we get the solution that's on your page. So the first thing we want to do is rearrange. We'll take the top equation, and we're going to rearrange it so that it's in the form y equals mx plus b. Well, in order to do that for this one, I am going to have to subtract 7x from both sides. All right, a negative 7x and a positive 7x, they'll cancel one another out. There's 0 x's left, just a 1y left on the left-hand side. And on the right, I'll have 6 minus 7x. We're used to writing it as negative 7x plus 6. And now I can see that it's in the form y equals mx plus b. We know this as slope-intercept form. So if I asked you for the slope, the m value, okay, that's the coefficient or the number that's in front of the x. In this case, it's a negative 7. So I would write negative 7 over 1. And remember, if my slope is a negative 7 over a positive 1, that means I'm going to go down 7 and right 1. This will be important when I go to plot. The b value, the y-intercept, okay, that's the number at the back. In this case, it's a positive 6. So my b value, or y-intercept, that equals 6. As a point, remember, that's like writing 0, 6. So that means I'm going to go left. I don't go left or right. I actually go up 6 units. The next equation, 5x minus 5y equals 10. I want to solve for y, so I want to get the y by itself. I don't care what 5x minus 5y is. I just want 1y. So to get rid of this positive 5x, I will subtract 5x from both sides. That will cancel this. There's 0 x's left. I have a negative 5y on the left, and then I have a negative 5x plus 10 on the right. Again, I'm writing the x before the constant. To get rid of the negative 5 here, think of what's between the negative 5 and the y. It's multiplication. No sign implies multiplication. To undo multiplication, we got to divide. So I'm going to divide everything on the left by negative 5. That's this term. And I'll divide both terms on the right by negative 5. Negative 5y divided by negative 5 leaves positive 1y. Negative 5x divided by negative 5 leaves positive 1x, or just x. And positive 10 divided by negative 5 leaves a negative 2. Once again, if I compare this to the y equals mx plus b, or the slope-intercept form, I can see that the m value, if there's nothing written there, it's understood to be a 1. So m is going to be 1 over 1. That means I'm going to go up 1 and right 1 when I start to plot. I'm going up because it's positive. I'm going right because it's positive. I went down because it was a negative and right because it was a positive. The b value, or the y-intercept this time, is -2. As a point, I could write that as 0, -2. This implies that I don't go left or right, but rather I go down 2 blocks. Okay, so let's take this information and move on to step 2. What does step 2 tell us to do? It tells us to draw. Okay, I'm going to draw the graph of each line. Okay, so the first line, this one right here, remember it had a slope of -7/1, and it had a y-intercept of 6. So I'm going to put this on the graph. The y-intercept of 6, that means 0, 6. Don't go left or right. I go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to put that dot right there. 6 units up. That's this. So you start with the y-intercept. And then we are going to use our slope. Remember we said this is down and this is right. So I'm going from here. I go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks and right 1. I can do the same thing. Go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks and right 1. And then all I have to do from there is join those with a nice straight line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right 1. All good. So I'll join these with a nice straight line. Connect the dots. There you have it. I can put an arrow, or I can extend this a little. And I'll put an arrow on this end and an arrow on this end. And there's my first line. That is 7x plus y equals 6, or we had it written as y equals -7x plus 6 after I rearranged. Okay, this line right here. Which was 5x minus 5y equals 10, or y equals x minus 2. Let's draw that one. Remember this one had a slope of 1. That meant go up 1 and right 1. And it had a y-intercept, a b value of -2. So I start by placing this on the y-axis. Where would a -2 be, or 0, -2? That means don't go left or right, go down 1, 2. Here it is. And then from there, I use my slope. So stay right here, but you're going to go up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1. Keep going forever and ever. I could also go down 1, left 1. That's 2 negatives. Down left, 2 negatives. Down left, 2 negatives. And 2 negatives make a positive. And then I'm just going to join these. There's no need to do that many points, okay? But the more I do, the more accurate I am. Join those points with a nice straight line. Put arrows on both ends. Now, where's the solution? Okay, the solution is the place where these 2 lines intersect. Okay, what is the point of intersection right here? That point of intersection is actually 1 unit to the right, or 1 block to the right, and 1 block down. As an ordered pair, I would write that as 1, -1. Okay, and that's my answer. That's where those 2 lines intersect. So the solution to this question is 1, -1. And that's it. All right? That is how you solve a 2x2 system of equations by graphing. What you're looking for is where the 2 lines meet. Last page, we're looking for the solution here. All right? It says determine the solution of each linear system of equations. So I have a blue line and a red line. They're already graphed for you. All you need to do is pick out the point of intersection. So how do I get out to that point? I got to go 1, 2, 3 blocks to the left. So that's why it's a -4, and I go 1, 2 blocks up. The solution would be -4, 2. Where do these two lines intersect? I'm going 1, 2 units to the right, and then 1, 2, 3 units up. That would be 2, 3. Remember x first, y second. Part C. All right, we're going 1 unit to the right and down 1, 2, 3. So that's a 1, -3. And then this last one, we're going 1, 2 blocks to the left and 1 block down. That is a -2 and a -1. So 4 to the left, 2 up, 2 to the left, 3 up, 1 to the right, 3 down, and this is 2 to the left, 1 down. Left indicates negative for the x values. If you go right, positive for the x values. Up the y-axis positive, down the y-axis negative. Please attempt number 1 to 12 from your worksheet.